Okay, continue.
Something like that. And then, yeah, he got like severely fucked up and like broke his leg. And then, yeah, that's the first like bit of dialogue of his where he's like,
So the first dialogue is him screaming?
yeah, literally.
All
The
right.
first few minutes is him just like digging for silver.
Oh my god.
Look, just give it a chance. Like, it's a pretty good movie.
Oh my god. I mean, I'm gonna go regardless.
Yeah, just give it a chance. Like, it's really good.
Yeah,
like-
I need to get out the house. I haven't been outside the house.
In 3 weeks.
No. I get not in 3 weeks, but I guess I was counting like going to work, but I guess that doesn't count. Yeah.
To a degree, that counts.
Okay.
I
All right,
mean,
I've been out there.
yeah, like, if you were to say, I left the house to go to work, like, that's true. You did leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
And you did interact with people.
That's right.
You did move among society. You're not a shut-in.
Right.
So it could be worse.
It could be worse. Yeah.
It could be worse.
Mhm.
That's not quite the point where it's time for tough love.
Yeah.
The line gets blurry then when the only place you go is work and home.
Right. So I'm gonna go to this event, and we'll see.
And
how it
that's
goes.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good to get out among normies in a not work predicament.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you just go to work and you just come home and you don't speak to anybody,
Yeah.
that's when it gets time where you start thinking maybe I should sit this boy down and have an intervention.
Oh my goodness.
You don't want people to be like, look at you,
Yeah.
your hair ain't done, you ain't had a shower, fucking look at you, what good is this?
Oh man. Yeah, I'm supposed I should make a hair appointment.
What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. There were some pictures that what is it? The homegirl is helping me out, and we're trying to figure out what haircut would be nice. But yeah. Why you have that smirk on your face?
Well, I was gonna say you need to be that young brother with that high top fade.
Oh my god. No. We're going to like curls. Like something like this.
Jerry curls?
Jerry curl. No, something like this.
Wow. Really?
Or
Okay, Travis Scott.
yeah, so I don't
Are you worried people gonna get the wrong impression of you like that?
No, that's not even what. So I went to the website. She sent me some places that's close by to look.
Yeah.
And bro, these prices are ridiculous.
I was gonna say too, isn't that like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know too much about this, right? But like, isn't that considered like an all-day thing?
Yes.
Okay.
So the money, obviously, the longer it takes, the longer.
Yeah.
What is it? The labor cost is, but just overall, I was kind of. There was one like for 6 hours. Imagine just sitting there for 6 hours.
I got my hair cut today. You know how long I was in the fucking seat?
How long were you there?
Like 10 minutes, 15.
Yeah, no. When I do my own, like when I do it at home, it takes me about 4 hours.
God.
Literally for 4 hours. I'll sit there. I'll just do my hair. 4 hours.
That's wild.
Isn't that wild? Think about
That's
it?
hard to imagine.
Isn't it?
Like-
I do it all the time.
Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't-
hard to conceptualize.
It's kind of like when someone tells you like, oh yeah, my work route. Yeah, 2 hours each way. I was like, 2
What?
hours each way?
Each way.
What, you go on a journey every day? But if you explain it like this, you're like, oh, I see. Because
Well,
for them, it's nothing. Like
Yeah.
you're shocked right now. They're like, I spent 4 hours doing.
yeah.
I've been doing it for like the past 2 years now.
Well, I guess the one thing too, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but like once it's like set like that, it kind of stays set like that.
It's supposed to.
Like it's not like once it's done, it's not maintenance heavy, right?
When is it never not means heavy? How would it be not means it's hair?
Well, so like what you have now, it gets braided, right?
That's right.
And then the hair that grows out, it's not going to be braided. So do you just like braid it back down to the scalp as it grows out?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
You don't need to undo. Do you need to undo the whole thing?
Of course. Well, I can't speak for the professionals. I'm not a professional, and I do it myself. And I'd say every 2 weeks I lay down like this, and then I'll spend like a 4 hour mentally prepare myself to do that for.
Wait, so you undo it entirely?
Entirely like this right now.
So you just let it go back to its normal wild state, and then you beat it back down into braids?
Yeah, because there's a lot of dead hairs in there that you just need to get out.
Holy shit. No, I had no idea about this.
What? Okay.
It never came up.
Okay, I see what you're saying. But yeah, that's kind of...
Yeah, like...
Isn't that a lot?
No, literally, like, I can go to the barber every 6 weeks, and then $30, They only charge $22. I tip well, because you know how it be.
Right.
And then that's it. I forget about it.
No.
I just let it grow out until I'm like, oh, this is getting kind of long.
I miss those days. That was the whole thing. I was gonna cut my whole thing. That was my whole plan. I was gonna cut my whole hair during my birthday, but you know,
Plans change.
plans have changed. So anyway, it was just a lot. You know what I mean? Like I have to really put away 4 hours aside just to get this done.
Well, it's like 4 hours, then you got to make an appointment. And most places are all appointment only, aren't they?
Yep.
You can't just walk in and be like, hey, braid me up.
They're like, I need
You're
to prepare
joking.
myself. They do like probably 2 a day. You can't even do too much on that, you know? I mean, think about it. It might be 1 a day, honestly.
That boy got to keep the lights on one dude a day. You making his whole nut for the day. It's coming just from you.
Oh. So
meanwhile, these dudes I see, they run them through fucking like an assembly line.
yeah. So I'll try one time, but I don't think it's gonna happen this week. But I'll try one time, see how it goes. I'm pretty sure my opinions will not change. I'll probably go back to my old ways, but at least I can tell people I've tried, and it's not as.
It's good to try.
Yeah, I'll try.
You know, I mean, I don't know what else realistically you could. What other options are there really? Like
what do you mean?
Like for like a black dude's hair.
And what do you mean? What options?
I mean, there's a lot of options, but I mean, like none of them are like good. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you know, you can get like a crispy line, but like you got to be back there every week because you know once you're.
Oh, you're saying style wise?
Yeah, like style wise, it's not just a complete pig for maintenance.
Yeah, I used to just get your haircut. I mean, that was kind of the...
Yeah, just get that high top fade.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I can do it
Get
myself
that
sometimes.
stovepipe going.
Yep.
Let it grow out on the top. Keep it high. Look like Abraham Lincoln. Bump that shit on the doorways when you go in. Yeah, and you can do a fade kind of yourself, and it doesn't look bad.
Anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into It's been a lot. You know, a lot has happened.
Look what they did to my boy.
I think we took like a month off.
Yeah, look what they did to my boy.
Which one?
Charlie Kirk, my boy.
Yeah.
I've been kind of fucked up emotionally on this one.
All right, let's hear it.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's 31, got a wife and 2 kids. Managed to avoid controversy, at least as far as his personal life goes. You know, like Steven Crowder can say the right things, but he's also a total prick to his pregnant wife.
We've seen the videos, yes.
Yeah, like the videos are out, you know, like berating his wife for the audacity of wanting to borrow the family car.
Yep.
You know, I mean, Charlie Kirk never stepped on his dick like that, you know? Mm-hmm. You know, and he would go on the Whatever podcast, you know? He'd tell all these thoughts, you know? He'd say, like, you know, he goes, I make money. That don't mean anything. My children mean more to me than all the money. You know, so, yeah, it's just real fucking sad, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's real sad.
Yeah, I think it's even worse the fact that like the moment that was happening is online.
It's online. His wife and children were present. They were in the crowd.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I heard they were present. This has the potential to really turn into a problem, for the left, because I mean, they already completely lost most young men. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Democrat Party, functionally, if you're a young man, if you're like a Gen Z man, and you have any amount of testosterone in you, like, you should at this point see the Democrat Party as the party of women, gays, and old people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's woman, gay, and boomer shit. The Democrat Party.
Mm-hmm.
So they had already lost young men, and Charlie Kirk was the tip of the spear that made like conservative cool for young men, and they shot him. Like, I don't think the Democrat Party's going to heal from this one too well.
In what way do you think that'll be blamed for it? I get that the Reddit calling them Nazis, calling them fascist, racist. I mean, just all the words that you would call someone you think is evil.
Yeah, all the words that don't really mean anything anymore.
But again, there's people who get influenced. Like if like they said, if someone out there thinks that this guy is evil, why would they not try to kill him?
Yeah, I mean, and then as soon as it happened, you've got some of the Democrat Party, my governor, J.B. Pritzker, one of them. Yeah, at first you had like the guys like Pritzker up there being like, Trump rhetoric, da-da-da. And then immediately after that, I think they got their message straight and sent it out, and they were like, political violence has no... I mean, right after Trump got shot, they all came out and they were like, political violence is unacceptable. Right after you shot the motherfucker, now it's unacceptable. I hope people start to see through this, but I don't know, I mean, it's like they get everybody whipped into a frenzy, and then somebody finally snaps. Dude takes a fucking rifle to a golf course or something where Trump's playing, wait in the bushes, and then after he gets caught or shot or whatever... We didn't really hear too much about that. You heard about it for a day, and then it just went away.
Which one?
The golf course guy.
Well, that was pretty close case shot, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not really newsworthy past a day, but...
Yeah, he didn't kill anybody. They got him before he even shot it, whatever. And then they're like, oh, it's just some weirdo. Like, we know the whole story. And then apparently he was also a pedophile, if you know
Yeah.
That? It was like, everyone's like, okay, let's just...
Well, the fact that he was a pedophile probably meant that, we're not going to look too deep into his history. Remember, like, the monkeypox?
No, I don't remember.
Well, the monkeypox was set to be the next COVID, right?
Right.
And then it came out that the easiest way to get monkeypox is through gay sex.
Right.
And then we started having children and dogs test positive for monkeypox. And then they just kind of buried monkeypox.
Whoa.
They're like, we don't want people making these connections.
Oh my god, that's terrible. Also, if you're somebody who does what he does, go to campuses and just has debates with people, whatever, what are you going to do now? If you're in a wide open area. I feel like he had 16 security guards. Nothing. Like, it came just right through it. So what is the next people going to do now? Are they going to have like bulletproof glass around them? It's like how?
Yeah, I mean, the easiest solution is just move everything indoors.
That makes sense.
Yeah, indoors is a lot more easily controlled environment.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
But it shouldn't even get to that point.
That's not American values to, like, shoot somebody just for opposing opinion.
Well, what is it? Again, you could also make the argument that, the other side would say, like, the fact that they're saying he deserved it and whatnot. It's kind of the same. They were also doing rhetoric.
Deserve. right-wing rhetoric, right-wing extremism, Trump ally.
Yeah, just from in the sense of like, Trump. Whenever Trump came to the field, it feels like everybody kind of lost their mind from just trying to be rational about things, because he's just so flamboyant about all his ideas.
Yeah.
And then they see that, like, people like it. They actually like his wild ideas. So now the other side is trying to intimidate it. And now they're both are basically causing rhetoric from both sides. But it's just that on the Democrat side is that they're also on that camp of, like, colonizers, just everything about what America is, they're against it.
They hate.
Yeah, so, like, just the idea of, like, the system is corrupt, you know what I mean? It's corrupt against people specifically. This is all doing a white man, of course, you know what I mean? So really, and then you have Charlie on the other side. They're like, he's like, stop being a thought, get with God, open the Bible.
He's like, there's more to life than being a thought.
Yeah, and what is it? He was against basically everything that the other side is for, the abortion,
happy marriage. Oh, there is nothing a Democrat hates more. Monogamous man and woman marriage that produced 2 healthy, beautiful children. There is nothing that makes them seethe more than that.
Yeah. So that's the rhetoric on the other side of just like believing that there's no point in having babies because climate change.
Yeah.
And then you got Charlie saying climate, it's not even real. What is this make believe stuff you're talking about?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think he definitely pressed some buttons. Obviously, he was like, the people he debated with obviously were not very well informed about any of the stuff they were debating with him about.
No, he was one of a kind. No, I mean, just like his level of, there are other guys in the sphere that share some of his characteristics, but nobody tied it all together. You know what I mean? Like Charlie Kirk could.
From what?
Delivery,
well, or what are you saying?
Well, like Steven Crowder, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's done campus events before too, though.
Right.
Is he as charismatic as Charlie Kirk? Not particularly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Ben Shapiro is a very well-read, very articulate guy, but he's such a smarmy little worm. I'm kind of like, I'm not too interested in what Ben Shapiro has to say, just because, he's just so smarmy and smug, and just he's not charismatic,
Mm-hmm.
Like when the controversy over like Nicki Minaj and the WAP song came out,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember that, where he's like, "What even is a wet ass pussy? I never even heard of that. My wife doesn't even know what a wet pussy is." And then everybody's like, "Oh, so you admit your wife's not attracted to you?"
Right.
So I mean, like, Ben Shapiro can say the right things and spit them out in a good way, but Charlie Kirk was, he was like a good-looking guy, articulate, well-read, charismatic, so I mean, Matt Walsh, he has a lot of the same ideas, and he's articulate too, but does Matt Walsh is he the type of guy who can go into enemy territory, a college campus, and just let people beat up on him? Like Charlie Kirk could?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, there's other guys that are good in some areas, but I mean, Charlie Kirk was kind of the whole package, he's a hard guy to replace, at least as far as like the work he was doing within the sphere.
Okay, I'm not really subscribed to his whole thing, so I don't know the impact, but I know people say that he's a lot to do with the new conservative wave of young.
Oh, Charlie Kirk's. I'm not gonna come out and say he was the reason Trump got elected.
Mm-hmm.
Trump got elected through a lot of small contributions that added up to a lot of guys did one thing, and everybody's one thing was enough to push him over the line, right?
That's right, yeah.
So Charlie Kirk's thing was he did Turning Point USA, and they would go on the college campuses, and, you know, it was just an open mic debate, you know. I mean, he was, you know, the microphone's here, you know, what you want to talk about, you know, that kind of thing. And he also spoke about, you know, this was the run up to the election too, and he spoke about they realized there were a couple of loopholes in the election laws that they could kind of exploit, and they did. And one of them he talked about was in Pennsylvania, let's say, they have a law called the motor voter law, where if you get a driver's license, you're automatically registered to vote by no action. You're a registered voter if you have a Pennsylvania driver's license, right? And he said, so once they realize that, they hold these events on campuses, they preach the gospel, as it were, and they also say, hey, by the way, since you're already here, we've got some mail-in ballots here. You want to fill out a ballot, and we'll just send it in for you. You're already here. You're already registered to vote. You're already feeling festive. You know, here, just fill this out, and you're set. So they probably harvested a lot of ballots doing that, you know, exploiting those kind of loopholes that previously were kind of a Democrat-only thing, I would say. You know, because that's one of the things a Democrat would do is, you know, go into like the nursing homes, let's say, and have everybody in the dementia ward vote for Kamala Harris. You know, send in a social worker. You want to vote for Harris? Okay. You know? You know, so yeah, that was kind of his contribution to it, you know, and plus just the general winning of the hearts and minds, I would say, of young confused men, you know. I mean, there's a lot of young men out here in the current generation, you know, kind of adrift. You know, they see the way society's going. I don't know if you saw that one poll that came out recently. They asked Gen Z men and Gen Z women, what's the most important thing, or what's the most important factors in life right now, right? Or, you know, whatever. I don't know what the question was, but, you know, like, what's your biggest concern in life right now, right? The men's top answer was family.
I think it was priority.
Yeah, priority. Yeah. The men's priority was family and children. The women's priority was career. Children came dead last for the women they asked.
I think it was 15 or something like that.
Yeah, out of 15 things, children and family came dead last. Yep. Meanwhile, the men, it was first by a wide run. So, you know, there's a lot of men and young men in society that see that, and they're like, what is this? What's the purpose of this? You know, like, where's my place in this? You know, where, you know, they're adrift. They're confused. They don't know, like, where things are going. They don't like where things are going, you know, and Charlie could connect with them. I mean, like, functionally, he was the voice of the youth on the right.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say, yeah.
I mean, I've watched quite a few of his, like, clips on YouTube and shorts and stuff, and I mean, yeah, he was basically seen as, like, the voice of the right to the youth, you know, and ultimately he's probably a better guy to listen to than, like, Andrew Tate. Like, he's a way better role model than, like, Andrew Tate, you know, and, you know, yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe
I don't even know what the landscape is going to look like now. The landscape of people who do debates.
Well, Ben Shapiro, as I've just spoken to, I don't really care for that much. He's come out on Twitter and said, I'm not canceling shit, come at me.
Oof. I don't know if that's the way to go.
I'm not afraid of nothing. I'm not canceling shit.
I mean, the guy is still out large. You know, they haven't caught the guy yet.
That's true.
I don't know if I should be talking like that. He has nothing to lose. He lost everything already. It's over.
Well, that's what they say. They go, after the first felony, the first one costs you. Everyone after that's free.
It's Utah. Utah, death to death. They're like, we're going to execute him in front of people.
Yeah, the governor said, let I remind you, we still have firing squads.
Oh.
Actually, they just did a guy with a firing squad.
What did he do?
Couldn't even say. I just know that, you're given a couple of options, like, how would you like to be executed? He goes, firing squad.
Oh, he wanted this?
He chose it, yeah.
Oh. Wow. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, he chose it.
Oh, yeah, so just going back to rhetoric. So I feel like, I don't know, what is it? It's kind of just a little scary to think about how the safety difference is going to cause because of this, stuff like this.
No, I mean, that's one,
I just think this is extremely sad from just like, it's like, when people, the 9/11 situation, now we have to go all these securities. That's unnecessary. I'm just afraid what unnecessary thing are we going to force on society because of this, something like this, because of this, stuff like this.
Yeah, I mean, and the left is now like, oh, I bet you like gun control now.
That's pretty sad, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, the baby boomers, their political clout is waning, right? I mean, it's something like 5,000 of them die every day now. And it's going to accelerate. I mean, the oldest baby boomers just turned 80. So I mean, and there were like 80 million of them. So I mean, their political clout's waning. I mean, the future is the millennial and the Gen Z voter, right?
Right.
And I mean, if you're on the fence, or if you're like a Gen Z man and maybe you're not like all that political, you're just kind of moderate, let's say. I mean, there's a lot of young people who just suck down a black and a red pill big time today. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, the other side wants you dead. Like, they have nothing. They don't feel anything about doing it either. Mm-hmm. They celebrate it. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's people all over Twitter. He deserved it. Good. One less Trump voter. I mean, that's not good. I mean, what if the right finally gets it through their head? Like, oh, you want to play this game? Let's play it then. Mm-hmm. Like, where does that lead? Like, at this point, it's not going to take a lot to turn us into Ireland during the Troubles. And that's not a good time.
No, that's not a good time.
Like, that's not a good time at all for anybody.
Yeah, but I don't think we'll get to that point. And I would like to think this is a turning point when people are like, this is getting out of control. We shimmer down. On the right, it's not. It's also like, same thing, America first, forget everybody else. Let's just focus on us as well. There's rhetorics in both sides, my point. Like, we're being attacked from all sides. We're less religious, so therefore we're screwed forever. There's scary mongering going on from both sides. So this is a moment for the left rightfully blame the right for all their rhetoric. But I'm saying a moment like this, as you're saying, someone could do it on the other side, and I don't think the reaction would be much different.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a stretch to say that this might turn into tit for tat. I mean, there's a possibility this could get out of control and turn into some real tit for tat stuff.
And I generally don't think anything like this is going to be simmering down when you have someone who's
divisive.
Yeah, someone who's divisive as Trump is in office. Until he leaves, I generally don't think this is going to end.
The thing that I'm also worried about is, what if there's a crackdown over this? Like,
what do you mean?
Let's crack down on, I don't think Trump would declare martial law over this, but I mean, that's one of those things where you could kind of see like martial law,
No.
widespread protests, violence. let's declare martial law.
I don't think so. I would be
Yeah,
so
I would
shocked.
hope not, but
Yeah, I don't think the right is as destructive as the left is about this when it comes to protesting and, let's destroy other people's property. That would actually contradict everything they're fighting for, in my opinion.
yeah, the right's too busy going to their jobs. But I think the way somebody put it, and I think it is generally true, is like political violence for the left is like a thermostat. They can turn it up or turn it down.
Mm-hmm.
On the right, it's an on-off switch. So, I mean, is this enough to turn the switch on for the right? Like, to make them violent, too? I don't know if this is the one, but I mean, like, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
What would even be? What would be the revenge? They're just gonna go. Who would they go kill? Like AOC or something?
I mean, it could take a lot of different forms, I suppose, but I mean, the next No Kings rally, shoot it up. I don't know.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Or maybe not even shoot up the No Kings rally, just go in there with a bunch of axe handles and just beat everybody. I mean, the next Free Palestine protest, anybody at a Free Palestine protest is going to be fair game.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if, like, targeted attacks on people, like an IRA-style car bombing is really what I'd expect. But, I mean, you could definitely see, like, protests and counter-protests getting more hands-on.
Yeah.
It starts off on both sides on their side of the street, and then, somebody throws a rock, and then it's game on, I mean, that's not... protests might just turn into free-for-all melees with axe handles and batons and tear gas. Who knows,
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, like, no sane person wants, like, violence, but, I mean... the other question you have to ask, though, too, is, like, they just shot one of the most well-known figures, on the right. Like, are you just going to sit there and let you be next? I mean, it's self-defense at this point, almost.
Yeah, but how are you going to... I guess that's the thing. I'm afraid what solution would be, or what people think solution is for this problem.
Yeah, well, the problem with a lot of this is if you're going to deal with it, it gets dealt with indiscriminately. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a targeted thing. I mean, it's like a car bomb. Like, that gets everybody in the area. I mean...
All right.
Yeah, that's the problem with this is, like, if you want to get even, who do you get even with?
Yeah.
I mean... Yeah, just going to the next No Kings rally, like, that'll make you feel better, but it's not, that wasn't the people who were there.
Right.
Like, it feels good at the time, but that's not...
That's not a solution.
Yeah, like, that's old people. They were at home watching CNN when Charlie got shot. Like, they weren't there in Utah.
Right.
So...
Yeah. It's getting pretty real. Yeah. After you see the shot, you just knew there was no way he was gonna make it out of that. That was traumatizing, honestly.
No, it was hard to watch. I mean,
they gotta find a way to delete all these videos or something. It's never gonna be. It's never gonna be gone.
It's never. Yeah, it's never gone. Yeah. I mean, honestly,
I do feel for the kids and the wife for sure.
Yeah, beautiful kids, beautiful wife.
Just the kids growing up without their father is pretty heavy stuff.
And yeah, I mean, like, that hit to his neck. I mean, he probably barely even realized anything was wrong. I mean, it was so fast.
It was very fast.
Yeah, he probably only barely understood something happened. I mean, that amount of blood loss that quick. I mean, Yeah, it's
Heavy stuff. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to Venezuela and America. What's going on over there?
the drug boat that got sunk.
Yeah. Forget about the joke boat. Just the whole purpose of why we're there in Venezuela.
Why are we in Venezuela? What even is Venezuela?
They got oil. They got a lot of oil. Well, mostly is because it's a kind of the same thing. I don't think it's much difference what Russia is doing to Ukraine. In the sense of like, you can't work with our adversary and think it's cool. So the fact that Venezuela has been getting really close to the big boys, the Russians and the Chinese, America's like, I don't like any of this.
Does Venezuela think they're a world player now?
Yeah, because they were helping
Who gave
Iraq
him that
too.
idea?
Well, I mean, what was the price tag? They were like, it was like $53 million for his head.
Oh, for Trump's head?
No. Was the Venezuela president?
Oh, Chavez?
Not Chavez. Chavez is gone. Maduro.
Oh, Maduro.
Maduro's
Yeah, Maduro.
Yeah. So Maduro obviously is the big guy now. He's in charge, whatnot. Election happened. He basically said, "I won." And people were like, "I don't know about that, bro."
Oh, and he said he won, so he won.
He said he won, so he won. And and he
I've seen that one before.
And he started becoming a little more dictatorship. And America's like, we got to push ourselves away from this guy. Because remember, there was a guy at the time. He's like, I won, and then I think he had to like flee from there because they were gonna get him. But anyway, America was basically started saying like, hey, we don't think this is a legitimate president. He's not real. So obviously, what he's gonna do, he's gonna go be friends with people. Part of his what
that legitimize him.
Yeah. So Russia and China were one of those two. They're like, oh, you don't like America? Well, you can do whatever you want. We'll give you some weapons. We'll buy your oil. It'll be a great trade off. So America was kind of like sick of this nonsense. They're like, so they put a bounty hunt on him. And this is maybe a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. Anyway, some guys, some mercenary, they're like, yeah, that's a lot of money. We should get in this. So they actually go to Venezuela and try to find Maduro. They get caught. It doesn't go to plan. They get caught, and I think some of them are captive. Some of them are killed, obviously. And so I think he put a price tag on Trump's head or something like that. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna kill you." I think it was like 3 million or something like that. And then
that's so third world,
isn't it?
That's the most third world thing I've ever heard. Literally Central American justice.
Yeah.
Kill me, fuck you. I kill you.
I kill you. So anyway, Trump had enough. I think he sent like bunch of the ships, bunch of our weapon. Show them America. He brought America down to their border, and they started freaking out. And they're like, "Oh, this is a war. What does America think they're doing? This is not okay." And obviously, Trump is like saying like, "Hey, I'm only doing this because there's drugs. You guys are not stopping the drugs from coming here. Colombia is working with us. You guys don't want to work with us." So therefore, we got to take charge.
Why don't you want to work with us? Did he slap some tariffs on him?
Well, like against Venezuela?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's been going at this point. Like I said, he's being propped up by China and Russia. So it doesn't matter what we do. He has both of them.
Venezuela's an OPEC country, though, too, right?
What do you mean it's OPEC?
Like, they're an OPEC member, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. But nevertheless, so this guy's doing his own thing. I mean, he's illegitimate in a lot of people's eye. So America's basically at their door. So they're saying that we're only here trying to deal with this drug problem. We don't know what's going on in there. We're just trying to deal with the drug problem. And he's like, yo, they're trying to take me down, man. Because obviously there was that mercenary who tried to take him down. So he's obviously extremely paranoid. And Russia was just like, whatever you need militarily, we got you, bro. We're right here. So his soldiers are like, they're ready. They're ready to go. And then that's when the bombing happened of that. How big was it even? What do you call that? A sailboat? Like what were they in?
I don't even. I just heard it was some kind of drug
Speedboat?
boat. Yeah,
Speedboat
speedboat,
makes
drug
sense.
boat.
Yeah, so they took that out without having to like do due process. Basically, they're just like, let's just take it out, just take it out. And obviously, JD Vance got into a little scruffle with people, and he's like, "Why? I don't care." He's like,
Oh yeah, yeah, that was a good little Twitter bit.
it's like, I don't care.
Fuck them.
So, what is it? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? The guy who said he's not about war is trying to start a war. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about going to war with drug cartel? Should we go to war with drug cartel?
Well, the first problem with going to war with a drug cartel is, who is a drug cartel? What is a drug cartel? You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to fight a drug cartel is like trying to fight smoke. You know what I mean? It's like the drug cartel is everywhere. Like, it's, especially in some of these countries like Mexico, Colombia, I mean, trying to say like, where's the cartel? That's like saying, where's the air? I mean, it surrounds you, I mean, it's the environment, So that said, yeah, actually fighting the cartel could probably prove to be difficult just because of how ubiquitous they are in those countries they control. Like, the Mexican cartels control the avocado trade. Like, if you eat avocados in the U.S., they come from Mexico. And since they come from Mexico, you support the cartel simply by eating an avocado. I mean, so they're...
I love avocado.
So you're a cartel supporter. You
say,
provide aid and comfort to the enemy.
No. I have a tree in the back of my house. This avocado tree.
Well, if this was Los Angeles, I could believe that, but St. Louis is a little bit far north of their growing zone. That's one of the best things about living in California. You want an avocado, you just pluck one off the neighbor's tree.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, the California bros, they say, oh, there's nothing like the neighbor's avocados. But anyway, yeah, so the cartel's tentacles reach a lot of places you wouldn't think. That said, though, I guess it really depends, too. The cartel does need to be stopped. A lot of the problems, with like the porous southern border, a lot of the fentanyl that comes up through there, I mean, devastating to American communities. I mean, like the drugs are devastating to people's lives here in the U.S.,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's definitely America first principles to shut that off. You know what I mean? Just because of how destructive it is to our citizens, our communities, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now that said, if it's something like a drone strike or a bombing, I don't know, as long as like American soldiers aren't getting killed from it, I don't really feel too sympathetic for like cartel members. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, you don't care about the principle of due process?
Do Venezuelans have due process?
No, it's not about
like,
them.
Do they understand what due process is?
No, but we do.
Do they operate in international waters, though?
I mean, I'm just saying, even if they are operating, why would that change our principle?
I mean, that's kind of a sticky thing too, I mean, there is a good point to that, where it's like, are you sure that they're a cartel? Are you sure that's, a boat full of drugs?
Isn't it the same reason why they when they do firing squad, they give like a fake bullet to one of the guys who was shooting, so they all kind of think that
Yeah, they don't
maybe it's
know
not
who
me.
was the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they like to have plausible deniability.
I feel like it's kind of like that.
Well, yeah, because then, yeah, that also is kind of a problem too. You know, it's like, how do you know that they're running drugs? How do you know they're in the cartel? Yeah, so I mean, just sinking random boats because Trump said they're cartel. Yeah, that's kind of dubious, but like, I guess if you had like good intel, you know, like if you were sure they were running drugs, or I don't know. Raytheon needs to make money from selling bombs, so
We gotta help them out somehow.
yeah, I mean the defense industry, the military-industrial complex needs to eat somebody.
Right.
You know, and I'd rather see like just drone strikes on drug boats rather than like American soldiers sent to Syria if I had the choice.
Okay, so the other question would be, why even start this? What's the purpose? Is it just to look? Is it just to look? What is it? Hardcore on drug trafficking? Is it just to show off? And people that voted for him, are they okay with this? How do you justify this?
I hadn't really looked too much into the whole Venezuela situation personally.
Okay. Yeah, not a lot of people are even talking about it.
Yeah, I mean Venezuela's they're not really relevant on the world stage.
Yeah, but they could be. They're sitting on a lot of money, a lot of resource that everybody wants. So obviously we are invested,
They have the possibility to become a big player,
and
but
that's why we're there.
they also lack the political ability to also. Like,
That's true.
you can't feed your citizens. Like,
No,
your people are starving. Like,
all that's true, but we still have a lot of interest in that place
yeah,
for a long time. I mean, I think like since the second Bush. I mean, we've been trying. It might have been before him. We've been trying to sweeten the pie. Hey, come on, the location of it. I mean, it's we got to get there. That's kind of what it is, and we can't. The last thing we can do is let China or what is it, Russia, be fully in control of them. We'd rather basically go to war with them than let China or Russia get any control.
I mean, Venezuela is functionally like the step down from North Korea, right? I mean, like, North Korea is currently the purest form of communism on earth, right?
Right.
Venezuela is basically like the most purest form of socialism, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ideologically, I don't really rock with that neocon shit of like, oh, well, inside every Venezuelan is a red-blooded American just waiting to come out. You just got to go and liberate him, and he'll understand the wrong of socialism. That, like, that's not fucking true. That's never happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they were going to be close with Russia and China regardless. You know, I mean, just they're more ideologically aligned, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these aren't like good capitalists just waiting for us to come liberate them, and they're going to be like, oh, dollar's good, you know, like.
That's kind of the other question is that, let's just say if America does take over, or anyway, somebody breaches and just gets rid of them, who's going to take over? And what's the country going to look like after that?
Like, it's like Cuba, right? Like, Venezuela's a lot like Cuba. You know, I mean, Cuba is so fucked and has been fucked for so long. Like, Cubans cannot be free at this point. Like, that's not... They would flip out. Like, the system just would fall apart. Like, they couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? It's like a caged animal, you know? I mean, like, the cage is all it knows, you know? I mean... It's like that movie, The Matrix, you know? I mean, it's like, if you let them out of the Matrix, they're just going to want to go back, you know? I mean, like, a normal Cuban who's, like, never left Cuba, they could not conceptualize the way we live. I think they would reject it. You can't bring that to Cuba. They would just reject it. This isn't real. This isn't how...
It's too far.
It's too much. Yeah, like it would be too much of a change.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, like Venezuela's the same. Like they've been like that for so long. Could they convert? I don't think they can handle it. You know, I mean, I guess the important thing would be like, don't let China have too much influence on this hemisphere, because that's clearly bad. You know, China was spending a lot of Belt and Road money in Panama. That's not good. You know, China has influence in this hemisphere because of that, you know. You need to control that amount of influence, but it's like, yeah, well, you know, back in the day, the CIA used to just go down there and poison a guy and then stick their guy in. You know, like that's like some Nicaraguan Contra shit, you know. So I guess, are we not doing that anymore? Like, are we a new CIA?
I think the security got better. Everybody has whatever we have.
Oh, they realized that's what we were doing?
Yep.
So they took steps to combat it?
There you go. It's a lot harder, as you can see, by the mercenary getting destroyed like that.
Yeah, it's not so easy anymore.
No.
The jig's up.
The jig is up.
You know, unfortunately, though, too, like, some of these low IQ third world shitheads, like, they don't understand diplomacy. It doesn't work with them. They understand force.
100%, yeah.
I wish this dude could just, like, chill out, you know. Hey, it's bad for your health if you keep talking to these guys. You know, they you know. So, I hate to admit it, but sometimes you got to speak in their language. And, you know, sometimes their language is violence. You know, so if you got to sink a boat to make him understand the consequences, you know, I'll take a sunk boat by a kamikaze drone. That's a lot better for me to swallow than, say, an occupation force.
I agree.
You know, like, yeah, we don't want U.S. soldiers in Venezuela. You know, like, I don't want them in Syria. Why are they in Syria? You know, why are they anywhere? You know, send them all over the world and they get hurt and then you just leave and the Taliban takes over anyway.
Well, that's kind of the
thing.
It
doesn't add up.
No, I'm not against us being. I think we should be everywhere. That gives us in. That's an in. It's the best in. If you're not in, you don't know what's going on over there. It's best to know what's going on everywhere than not know what's coming.
Well, I would argue that if you're going to be in, you should be all in. Like, why are we stopping at just having bases? Let's do a full-on colonize.
No, that's against.
Let's take over Venezuela.
No.
Send the settlers.
No.
Ethnic cleanse the natives.
Jesus Christ, no.
Bring in the white farmers. The white oil drillers.
Oh my God. No, we're not there yet.
Yeah, I mean, now that's something you could sell me on. Like, make colonialism great again.
No,
like,
it's going to be a while.
Put the natives in bondage. Asset strip them. All the money comes to us.
That's 200 more years ahead. You know, we're not there yet. It's going to be a while.
All that's old is new again. History is a flat circle. Colonialism's uncool now. If you live long enough, colonialism will be cool again. And the justification will be, we probably won't be the first colonizer. But once China starts it, we're going to be like, well, there can't be a colony gap. We've got to close the colony gap.
Oh, my God.
Who are we going to colonize?
Okay, you want to talk about we should talk about the Ukraine refugee girl that everybody's going crazy about.
Yeah, it's a bad week. First first her, then Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Didn't that guy have like 30 prior arrests?
Something crazy like that, yeah. But the part that I want to talk about is that when he stabbed her, So we're talking about a case that happened in, what was this?
North Carolina?
North Carolina, yeah.
Yeah, North Carolina.
North Carolina, in the subway, some girl was it in the bus or a subway? It was
Some
subway.
form of public transit.
Public transit, and then she was just sitting in front of this guy, and this guy goes crazy and just starts stabbing her like fast.
Yeah.
And then he just walked away, and nobody did anything. This girl literally is in shock. You can see it was so sad. You can see it in her face, and she goes down, and again, people are just like walking away from the problem. No one's there trying to like assist this girl. And as he was walking out, what did he say? I got that white girl.
Something to that effect.
Yeah, like, I got that white girl, something like that.
Yeah, something to that effect.
And nobody reacted. Now, this is, I think a few months back we talked about the Daniel Petty situation.
I was going to say, mind your business. Like, that ain't your business.
And this is what I was afraid of, you know what I mean? The fact that we cramming down on people who are, what do they call them? Samaritans? Or what?
Good Samaritan.
Yeah, people who are being good Samaritan, they're all scared now. They don't know, they don't want to put themselves in a situation like Daniel Petty went through, right? And the consequences of that is that people kind of just mind their own business.
Mind your business.
And
look straight ahead.
This is the consequences. Like nobody was helping this girl. She was literally bleeding out. Even when her blood was coming out on, out of her seat, the guy, I think one dude saw it and he didn't even do anything about it. It was pretty sad.
I mean, that's how society dies, but I mean, it's like, you can't step up and be that guy. Like, you're going to be nation famous. And
this is the other thing about, again...
Or you're going to get stabbed in the neck next.
Again...
He's a schizophrenic. Like, he's going to take that ice pick and jam it in you if you stand up. Look ahead. Look straight ahead.
I think you should be a good Samaritan if you can. I don't think you should just look ahead. That's not my view of things. But obviously, a lot of people are justifiably scared of being Samaritan just because of what happens when you decide to become a Samaritan.
Yeah, like examples have been made. Yeah,
it don't go well.
Yeah, that's not a good functioning society when like you just allow that to happen.
So this is the crime thing. People, Trump kind of took a stand on crime, and on the left side, people who don't like Trump for a variety of reasons, they can't even think outside of like agreeing. Crime is bad. I mean, is it not such an easy thing to agree on?
Trump derangement syndrome is so pervasive that like Trump said, I'm going to go into DC and crack down on crime. And TDS is that insidious that they're like, there's no crime in Washington, DC. Trump's just an occupier.
I think that's crazy. I think every governor in America with a high crime city should work with the president, get as many body of guards or whatever to all these cities and let them stay there as long as it takes, in my opinion. Like, safety happens when there's bodies everywhere. What is it? The week that they've been there or the month that they've been there or whatever, homicide, everything went down.
All of a sudden there's no murders in DC.
Like, everything went down. And obviously you can say that, people are justifying saying this is just the first few weeks. This kind of just reacting to, the fact there's a lot of bodies everywhere. But I'm like, that's the point. Well, they have to change their behavior.
53 people, I believe, were shot over Labor Day weekend in Chicago.
Chicago's just another
8
one.
of them fatally, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
53 shootings over 3 days.
That's crazy.
And J.B. Pritzker's like, Trump's not going to occupy Chicago. Like, get this shit under control.
And all you hear is people who don't like it, but there's a lot of people who are in favor of this. And these are the same. You'll find a good amount of people who don't like Trump who are in favor having enormous body of law enforcement in all these high crime cities, because it literally ruins businesses. It's ruining America.
Yeah, one girl on TikTok was like, I rode the subway today and I didn't get harassed. It's chill. This is chill.
If we want a society to function, the first thing is for us to feel safe going outside, interacting with each other, interacting with our environment in general. But if you're not going outside interacting, what's the point of living? Because of you can't go outside because of the crime?
You just live at the mercy of the Kia boys.
Yeah. So I mean, again, I'm not a Trump fan, but this is I've been on crime. I think crime is like the biggest importance to any society. If you don't have your crime under control, you will have no society. It's literally that simple. So crime should be in everybody's top shell. You know what I mean? And you have to put your opinion to a side, your emotional opinion to a side, and really think about it. For society to thrive, people have to feel safe to go out, actually create some form of society.
Well, and look at that lawyer guy in St. Louis and his wife. Like, you remember the guy who like pulled the gun on the BLM protests?
Oh yeah.
I mean, they made an example out of his ass too. So I mean, literally, we're supposed to just be at the mercy of the Kia boys. Like, just let them victimize you. Like, that's what they want. It's like, you can't defend yourself because you're going to be Daniel Penny. Okay, they're going to handle you like that. Or you're going to be like McCloskey. They're going to handle you like that. Like, you're supposed to just lay down and take it.
I just don't think that's
self-defense has been discouraged among, like, I don't care, I'll carry a gun, like, carry a fucking gun, handle them yourself, but like, that's being discouraged too,
And that's the other thing too, from people who don't like, I don't like guns, but there's people who don't like guns who kind of start talking that we should get rid of gun conversation, which just encourages people to have more guns. Like, every time you try to be like, hey, this don't have this, and people are like, I should have this. The opposite happens every time.
The only people who care about gun control laws are the people who you don't have to worry about having guns in the first place.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, you don't need to worry about the people who follow the gun laws. You need to worry about these YNs with switches. And there's nothing you're going to say that's going to get them to give up their switch.
Exactly. So it's just a waste of time.
Yeah, and they're just going to use it on helpless victims.
But anyway, so going back to this guy, I mean, this guy was arrested many times. His mother told them, yo, this guy is out of his mind. Like, you can't just have this guy walking around. Nobody did anything.
That takes a lot.
Your own mother. Your mother's like, yo.
You've seen how these black mothers are.
Do not have to say.
Well, you see them on TV. I mean, like, Bobo goes and shoots up a fucking school, and they're like, oh, he didn't mean nothing by it. He was on his way to Bible study. He was a good boy. Michael Brown's mother tried to say he was a good boy.
Of course.
Like, for a black mother to be like, my son's a shithead. He doesn't need to be out here on the street. Like, that's a very strong indictment as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly. So there was no hitting. Even so, the main reason why a lot of people don't think these gun laws make sense or don't like the gun laws is that you can't really no one's enforcing these laws in the first place. Okay, like situation like this, and most of the people who commit these crimes, it's not like, first of all, the ones that are school shooter ones, those are like one-time thing. These guys go crazy and they've never done anything wrong, so they never really come up in the register for not letting this guy have a gun, or all the gun laws would apply to him. It's just that one day this guy wakes up, he's like, I'm gonna do it, and he was fine.
To shoot the school.
Yeah, and he was fine the other day. He was fine, abiding citizen, and then the next day he's not. How are you supposed to catch those? You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why it just never works in general, because specifically one of the laws is that, if someone like your family member says, hey, this guy is not right, the cops they're supposed to immediately be like, let's make sure this guy doesn't have a gun, or
Yeah, it's called red flag.
Yeah, it didn't work, and this happens in every case. It just never works. You get what I'm saying? So that's kind of one of the reasons why people are not a fan of gun laws, that it doesn't do what it says it'll do. It does the opposite.
And unfortunately, too, if we're just talking about, it's against the law. Well, it's against the law to murder people.
Yeah, exactly.
Why doesn't that work? Like,
exactly.
We have thousands of gun laws, and they don't care about any of those 1,000 that came before, but, this next one, that's going to be the one where they listen to. Like, what about the law that says you can't murder people?
So yeah,
That's just openly disregarded.
so when people see a case like this guy who should have been arrested, and he's out in public, out bail, was it free cash bail or something?
Oh, that's one thing the left hates is cash bail. They're like, that's slavery.
That's another thing too. Is like the idea that people have a problem. The fact we have so many people incarcerated. The reason why we have so many people incarcerated, first of all, is that we're actually finding these criminals. You know what I mean? These other places, they're not finding these criminals at all. That's the problem here. So we're doing such a good job. We're doing such a good job that we're being blamed for having all these criminals in jail. So what's the solution? Let's let them out. We have too many people in jail. We need to let them out. And the past few years, that has been the philosophy.
The Kim Gardner era.
Yeah, and then you're just letting all these guys who are criminals. I mean, they're not even telling you I'm not a criminal. Some of them are like, I'll do it again. You know they'll do it again. They'll tell you to do it again, and they still let them go.
That's the only life they know. It's been glamorized.
And then when they do it again, we're all like, we're supposed to be shocked? Like, why are we shocked about this? This literally happens. It's been happening 2021, 2022, 2023. We're in 2025, and it's still happening, and people are still refusing to acknowledge the problem.
These Obama judges, these judges that Obama appointed with your two hyphenated last names, talking like, oh, I'm just going to let him out. Like, the only reason they do that is because they live in gated communities and they don't have to suffer the consequences of being victimized by these people.
Yeah, so
that's the easiest thing in the world, to be soft on crime when you live behind a gate.
Yeah, and then when other people who are afraid that this might happen to them, the normies, when they see this and they see that there's only one party who actually saying like, yeah, that is a problem. Like, that's a problem that we should take care of. And then you got another side saying, you can't really blame them. You know, there's nothing we can do about this. Which direction are you gonna go? You're obviously gonna go for the person who's like, I'll make sure this doesn't happen again, compared to someone who's saying like, it's not their fault. Not putting responsibility on the actual perpetrator, except blaming the victim. That's kind of what happens most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the police, because there is a lot of corruption in law enforcement and that kind of stuff. But since we do live in a polar world where you either have to choose between more police and National Guard on the street, or the AOC solution of like, let's abolish the police and send social workers instead. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't think normies can really swallow the social worker thing, you know, because it's like, you're trying to tell me that like this Ukrainian woman's getting stabbed on the bus, and the solution to that is like some 22-year-old master's female student who stands like 5'2", and she's got a little pixie haircut, and the round wireframe glasses that are like right down at the end of her nose, and a clipboard and a high vis vest, and she's like, oh, well, actually, you know, the reason for this is internalized racist misogyny from colonial slavery. Like, most people would be like, shoot him.
Yeah.
Don't send a social worker, shoot him.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
like, I just can't admit, like, what kind of a world are we living in where, like, do people actually think that's a reasonable thing? Like, send the social worker?
Yes.
Like, who thinks like that? Like, that's just so far.
A lot of people.
That's just so far out of what I could imagine. I'm just like, how do you think like this? Are you thinking? You're going to send a social worker to talk to that guy and tell him it's not his fault because racism is misogyny, is colonialism?
Okay. All right. We got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. We'll wrap it up. See you next week. Well, not even next week. You're going to be out of town.
I'm out of town. Yeah. Utah.
All right. Oh, yeah. Utah.